Thanks, Evan. I'm Randy, and I'm an alcoholic. As usual, I'm incredibly grateful to be here today. I look forward to Wednesdays. It's my favorite day of the week. Um, um, I'm an alcoholic, and I have alcoholism. There's something wrong with me. That's why I'm here today. If there wasn't something wrong with me, I would not be here today. Um, I hope that you don't have what I have and you're just stopping by and you get to sit in a meeting and learn something about alcoholism and go out there and enjoy your life. That was not the case for me. Uh, when I came into the program, it was very easy for me to see that I was alcoholic, that I had become allergic to alcohol. Every time I drank, there was no telling how it was going to end up or when it was going to end or where it was going to end. I've had many blackouts. I've done many crazy things that I would have said I would never do that, but I've done it. And I could see how my life, my outside life, had become unmanageable by my allergy to alcohol. When I came into Alcoholics Anonymous, I found out that alcohol was my solution, not my problem. Because I thought all the problems I had were because of alcohol, because I drank too much and I did stupid things. But my problem is my mind, and my mind is warped. That's what it says in step 1. Glass in hand, I've warped my mind. A warped board never gets better. You can't straighten out a warped board. It doesn't get better. There's something wrong with my mind. And what I found for my life, with a lot of time in AA, 2.5 years in AA, wanting to kill myself because I had the wrong girl and I lived in the wrong apartment and I didn't have enough money in the bank and I had a terrible job with terrible bosses and nothing was going my way, and I'm 2.5 years sober, and my mind would say, what's the use in staying sober if this is as good as it gets? And people in meetings would say, oh, just don't drink today and you're a winner. And you're a newcomer till you're 5 years, and year 3 is terrible, but year 4 will get better, and things like that. And I'd get a little hope in meetings that maybe it'll get better somehow if I just don't drink today and I go to another meeting and I work with newcomers, but there were no newcomers that wanted what I had. I promise you that. And I was dying of alcoholism, and I had no idea what it was because I thought the name of the game was don't drink. No matter what, you don't drink. And that is true. I can never, ever, ever drink alcohol successfully again. But I don't get better today because I'm not drinking alcohol. I act a little better, but I don't get better. What's wrong with me doesn't get better because I didn't drink today. That's what the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous are for. The 12 steps don't teach me how to not drink, not one bit. There's no step where it tells you how to not drink. It says I'm powerless over alcohol and that my life has become unmanageable, but it never tells me how to not drink today. But it tells me where to put my mind and how to have a life where drinking isn't necessary. So now I go into step 1, not to stop drinking, but because I can never ever drink again. And I have a mind that talks to me in my own voice, and it tells me with authority that my life sucks, and that all the people in my life suck, and that nothing ever works out for me, and that I'm a loser, and that I should kill myself. That's the way my mind talks to me. Every thought that I have ends up in suicide. The thought is, oh, you should put some money in the bank for your daughter's college fund. Seems like a pretty good thought. And then I think about that, and I get in the shower and I'm thinking, yeah, I should put some money in my daughter's account. Where am I going to get this extra money from? The people that I work with suck, and they don't work hard, and I don't make any extra money at work to put into the account. Oh, yeah, that's true. Maybe I should quit my job and get a new job. But if I quit my job, what job am I going to get? Then maybe I should just divorce my wife because she's very expensive. And then I would have more money to have for my daughter to go to college. And then that seems like if I divorce her, I'm going to have to give her half of everything, so the half that I could give to my daughter isn't going to be there. And by the time I get out of the shower, I want to quit my job, divorce my wife, and kill myself, because nothing ever works out for me. That's my mind. I hope you don't have what I have. So what I need is a way of life where drinking isn't necessary. I need a way of life. I need something that I can do in the day that I'm in, so that I don't have to live with this fault-finding, opinionated, unsatisfiable mind. And the steps are that, and they're in order. They go in order. I got to start in one, and I have to have an experience with one so that I can take that experience into two. Because step two needs the experience of step one. So in step one, I'm going to admit that I'm powerless over alcohol, which means, as a principle, I can never ever drink alcohol again. Never. Today. Ever. And so if I can never ever drink alcohol again, but my life is still unmanageable, and my life is not what goes on outside of me, it's what goes on inside of me. It's what my mind tells me about my life that's killing me. It's not my life. My life is fantastic. I live in sunny Southern California, like Evan likes to say. I have a place to live. I have food. I have money in the bank. I have everything that I need to be okay today in the day that I'm in. I have every single thing that I need to be okay today. The only thing that I need today is whatever my mind comes up with that it tells me is the thing that's wrong in my life, and that if I just had that, then I would be okay. And so I'm mercilessly obsessed, sober, to have something all the time. There's always something. If my mom would just talk to me right, if my boss would just pay me what I'm worth, if my car was just a Porsche, if something was different, then I'd be okay. And it's always something outside of me that I need to change that's making my inner life unmanageable. But none of that's true. That's all a story. What's wrong with me is my mind. It's mine. And that's the good news, because if you were what was wrong with me, I'd be screwed, because there's no way I can change you. But I can change with some willingness and some principles and a way of life, which Alcoholics Anonymous gives me. So I walk into step one and I admit complete defeat. I'm a complete defeat at being okay in the day that I'm in with my mind. I'm a complete defeat at tying my shoes and not thinking about killing myself. Look, I don't think about killing myself today. Today I have a beautiful, beautiful life. But on many occasions I have reached over to tie my shoes and had an idea about my shoes or the carpet or something else in the room while I'm tying my shoes that was killing me inside. I need this way of life right now, all the time, right now, right now, right now. This is a right now program. So if I can admit complete defeat, and I can get to complete defeat, that I'm a complete defeat at being okay on the inside with my mind. If I can admit that, and that, and I stand ready to do anything which will lift my merciless obsession right now in this moment. I know I say the same thing every week. It's mind-boggling to me that anyone would come back to the meeting, because I say exactly the same thing every week. But I need to hear this for my life, and that's why I'm saying it. I'm not saying it for you. I have to admit complete defeat in my life today, right now. That on my own power, I'm the wrong power for my life. And get to a place right now in this moment where I stand ready to do anything which will lift my merciless obsession. My merciless obsession today is to make things go the way I want them to go. Is to have the right girlfriend or the right car or the right amount of money or the right job or the right wife or the right whatever it is that my mind tells me isn't right in my life. And I become mercilessly obsessed that if I had that one thing, then I'd be happy. But I have an unsatisfiable mind that even when I get exactly what my mind tells me is what will make me happy, I'm not happy. I need that and something else, and it changes the target. And so when I stand ready to do anything which will lift this merciless obsession, then I get to walk into step two, and I get to start to come to believe right now, right now in this moment that there's a power, and that power is greater than me, and that power is the power that's going to restore me to sanity. I have to stop self-talking to myself in my mind, which some of you are doing right this moment. You're talking to yourself about what I'm talking about, or you're not even in the room. Some of you are at home talking to your ex-girlfriend or your ex-wife or your boss, or you're still talking to a driver in a car that cut you off on your way over here. I know you are, because that's what I did. I'd drive all the way across town to go to a meeting, and I'd get to the meeting to hear the speaker, and all I could do is complain to myself about the way the driving was on the way over, or how terrible the parking was. And I don't hear a word that's said in the meeting, because I can't be here, because my mind won't let me be here. And I got to have help to be here. I have to ask a power greater than myself to help me hear what's being said so I can hear. I have to ask a power greater than myself to help me be here in the room right now so that I could be present right now. Because my mind and the disease tells me now's not important. You got to get things ready for later. You need to figure out how you're going to win an argument later, or how you're going to get a raise later, or how you're going to get those motorists back later. But not be here present now. That's stupid. I'm sitting in a room of Alcoholics Anonymous. What do I need a power for here? But I need the power because I need to have the experience right now of coming to believe that there's a power greater than me that can restore me to sanity right now. I need to have that experience. I can't rely on yesterday's experience, or even this morning's experience, or this afternoon's experience, or 10 seconds ago's experience. I need to be having a relationship with my higher power right now so that I could be restored to sanity right now, in this moment. And that's what's being offered in Alcoholics Anonymous. Right now, power, could you be with me? Could you help me be here? Could you help me be the man you want me to be? And when I can get here, then something new can happen. The only way I can get here is with true humility and an open mind. The humility is knowing that I'm the wrong power for my life, that there's a power greater than me, and there's me as a power, and I'm the wrong power for my life. And when I start practicing that as a way of life, I have experiences, and those experiences add up. That feels like peace to me. When I can admit that I'm the wrong power for my life, I start to experience some peace in the moment. And I start coming to believe that a power greater than me can restore me to sanity. And those moments of peace add up. And when I have enough of those moments of peace, I can make a decision. The willingness, step 3, is what I think I'm supposed to be talking about. And step 3 is all about willingness. I read it this morning, because I knew I was going to talk about it a little bit. And I like to read the book because that's where the message is. It's not in me. I don't have the message. I carry the message of Alcoholics Anonymous. When I live it, I can carry it. I could read it out of a book and I can recite the words to you, but that's not going to transmit what's necessary to have an experience right now. It's the experience of reading and living this way of life. And the willingness for step 3 comes from step 2. It doesn't come in step 3. I'm not going to become willing to turn my will and my life over to the care of God because I read something out of a book. I'm not going to become willing to turn my will and my life over to the care of God because you told me you did it and it was good for you. There's no way I can make that decision. I have to have had my own experience in step 2 of being restored to sanity by a power in order for me to have the willingness to make this decision. So willingness doesn't start in 3, it comes from 2 as a way of life. And then I can become willing right now to make a decision. Yes, I can make the decision. When I turn my will and my life over to my care, at the end of every thought is a suicidal thought. When I turn my will and my life over to the care of God as I understood Him, because I did something in 2 and now I have my own understanding, now I can make that decision. Because when I do that, I get a better life. I get along better with my wife, with my daughter, with drivers on the road, with jobs, with the whole life. when I turn my will and my life, my thoughts and my actions over to the care of God, I get to have that experience. And I can make that decision over and over and over again. It says the most amazing things in step 3. It says the moment my mental or emotional independence is in question, how differently I behave. How persistently I claim the right to decide all by myself just what I shall think and just how I shall act. Oh yes, I'll weigh the pros and cons of every problem. I'll listen politely to those who would advise me. But all the decisions are to be mine alone. I listen to you. I call my sponsor and ask his opinion. Then I call everybody else I know and ask their opinion. And then I pick the opinion that I like best. And then I decide which opinion was the best opinion. And then I do what I think I should do to try and get what I think I need so that I can be okay. And that's not what this program's about. I am certain that my intelligence, backed by willpower, can rightly control my inner life and guarantee me success in the world I live in. The power that I lack is the power to control my inner life. I cannot control what goes on in my mind. My mind goes crazy because the dishes aren't done in the sink. Most of those dishes are my dishes. I made them dirty. And I want them cleaned, but I don't want to do it. That's what I got married for. I didn't get married so I could do dishes. I got married so dishes would miraculously disappear from the sink. Now, I said that out loud, and that sounds crazy, but there's some truth to that. I want my clothes. I want to be able to take off my clothes wherever I am in the house. And I want to just get out of my dirty clothes, and I want my dirty clothes to reappear in my drawers clean and folded and not wrinkled. And I just want it to happen. I don't care how it happens. I just want that to happen. And if you happen to be in my house, you should be responsible for that. And you should know that. I'm never going to tell you that out loud, but you should know that. And when you don't do that, I'm going to walk around the house silently scorning you and figuring out ways to get you back for not picking up my clothes and washing them. Sounds crazy. Maybe I have a mind that needs to be restored to sanity. Why don't I do my own clothes? Why do I think they should appear in my... Why don't I want to do dishes? This morning I did dishes. I woke up, I was making tea. I had nothing to do while the water boiled. I did the dishes. I enjoyed it. My wife was in a good mood this morning when she woke up. I can't understand why. I have a mind. There's something wrong with me. I have to know that. And I need 12 steps as a way of life. I need to come to believe that there's a power greater than me that can restore me to sanity. If I didn't, it wouldn't be step 2. It would say something else. It would say, I need to read the right self-help books, and I need to start helping myself better because I helped myself wrongly in the past. What it should say is I need to get more intelligent and try some more willpower so I can rightly control my inner life and guarantee me success in the world I live in. That's what I try to do, because every natural instinct in me cries out against the idea of personal powerlessness. I demand to be the power for my life, and it doesn't work over and over and over and over. I have so much experience. Right now, in this moment, power, could you help me? Could you be with me? Could you help me see the truth? Then I get to be the man I always wanted to be, the man who did the dishes this morning, the man who gets along with his wife, the man who's a good worker among workers. I get to be the man I always wanted to be. Not by my power, by a higher power. A power greater than me helps me to be a greater man than I could ever be on my own power. So thank you for letting me share. I'm so looking forward to hearing from all of you. I want to hear about your experience with practicing this in your life as a way of life. What are you doing or not doing that's causing you pain or happiness in your life? Some of you will not, are will nots. You will not completely give yourself to this simple program, and you're having the life that is the life of a will not. And some of you are going for it like a drowning man sees as a life preserver, and you're having this success. So talk about that. Thank you. Thank you for letting me share.
Great to hear you, Bradley.
Thank you.